Hello, I'm Allison Stone, and today I'll be interviewing the CEO and founder of a logistics company based in Mount Pleasant, PA, and it is called Stone Natural Resources. Could you give us a brief history of your company and what inspired its founding?
I started off with this company in 2014, and I took with me the knowledge of previous business ventures that I was on, where I used to arrange the transportation for raw materials and raw commodities. I went out on my own in 2014, and since then have grown the company into 17 people, where we do logistics and move raw materials and finished goods all over the country.
Thank you. What is your company's mission and how has it evolved over time?
Our company's mission has always been to provide great service to our customers and provide them with cost-effective measures of getting their products moved from one location to another. We have grown as a company, and each person in our company takes pride in their job and making sure that our customers are satisfied and want to continue to do business with us.
What are your core products and core customers?
Well, most of the stuff we do is raw material based and it goes into dump trucks. So it would be anything like coal or petroleum coke or salt, power plant byproducts, soybeans, grain. We move those all over the country to whether it be to power plants or cement plants or from farms to feed mills, just various things like that.
What challenges have you faced when you were starting the company and how did you overcome them?
Well, competition has always been pretty fierce, but by providing exceptional service to our customers, we've come out on top. Um, that's been the biggest challenge is just overcoming some of our competition, then the growing pains of just getting bigger quickly.
Okay. And that was going to be my next question was how has your company grown or changed since its founding?
We've gotten bigger through organic growth where we've hired people and developed different lines and different divisions within our company. Sometimes the growing pains are we don't have enough people to do all the work, and you know we just overreach doing that stuff, and sometimes it can be a little stressful.
So for this interview, it's our class is about creativity and innovation. So the next couple questions are going to be about creativity and innovation
Okay.
and how your company defines that. But yeah, so how does your company define creativity and innovation?
Well, creativity is um, everybody is valued equally. So when we come up with challenges within the daily tasks at hand, everybody's voice is heard, and we overcome the challenges that way by just creative solutions and thinking outside the box. Um, we've also taken on different technology avenues where it'll make our jobs a little bit more streamlined and a little more efficient. We're constantly looking at our technology and trying to improve that so that people can make their jobs a little bit easier and a little less stressful.
Can you provide a specific example of a creative idea or innovation that led to your business's success?
Well, early on when we started out, we were using everything just paper and spreadsheets and stuff like that. And we made the move to use one of the premier TMS systems, which is a transportation management software. And it handles everything that we do from beginning to end. Um, that has really helped streamline our process and make things pretty foolproof.
Interesting. What strategies or processes do you use to foster creativity within your team?
We have weekly meetings, and then I go out within the company and just sit down and talk to people individually, ask them, you know, just if they have challenges or what we could do better, just different things like that. But on a weekly basis, we go through that process, both formally and informally.
Yeah. That kind of leads into my next question of like, how would you encourage employees to think outside the box? But
Um, well, I guess we do that just inherently within our corporate culture and environment.
mhm,
Um, there's no bad ideas, and we, as from a management's perspective, we leave the doors open so that, if somebody has a question, comment, or concern, they feel free to come in and voice their voice their opinions.
mhm. Are there any failures or setbacks that have helped you shape your company's success?
Oh yeah, we've lost business before, we've gotten sued, and that just makes you look at things that you're doing to see how you could do them better and not make the same mistakes twice.
Yeah, that's good advice. How do you balance risk taking and practical decision making when trying to implement new ideas amongst your team and in your business?
Usually I'll sit down and write down a list of pros and cons and then think about scenarios of how it would be presented and how I would receive the information if I was presenting it, to know, what challenges or questions might come up. And then I try to play those scenarios out in my head and, answer all the tough questions before they get thrown at me.
Smart, it's very calculated. Um, what role does technology play in your innovation strategies?
Plays a big role.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, you
slowly
said
starting
about
to
the
see,
PMS.
slow, yeah, slowly starting to look into how AI would help us
Hmm.
streamline some of our tasks.
Yeah,
Um, just with load matching and different stuff like that. There's plenty of tools out there, but at the same time, I don't want to do information overload on my employees. Like I've instituted a couple technology changes and it almost backfired because it was too much at once.
yeah, that makes sense. I wonder like how the AI would operate and all that. That would be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's pretty neat, some of the tools that they have out there.
Hmm.
Um, and it would benefit some of our lines of business on a forecasted front. I could see the advantages of using it, daily and long term.
Hmm. Yeah, that kind of answered my next question a little bit, but you could continue on. But it was, how does your company stay ahead of the competitors in terms of creating like creativity and innovation and stuff like that?
Well, we go to a fair amount of trade shows and do different stuff like that to network. So
Hmm.
not only are we networking, but then we're gaining valuable insight on what other products and avenues are out there.
Hmm.
So, we're constantly looking at what's changing, what's being used in the industry, and how we can take advantage of those different avenues.
Smart. Have you collaborated with any other companies or institutions or individuals or companies like that
Have I collaborated? What do you mean?
to drive
You mean
innovation and creativity amongst your business?
Yeah, we do. I mean, we'll do different things that we partner with our customers, that we integrate some of our technologies so that our stuff can talk to each other.
Hmm. I could see how that would work. How do you measure the success of an innovative idea or a creative initiative?
Well, it comes down to if everybody adopts it and it starts working seamlessly, then, we've had success. There's other things that we've used and it just didn't work for us, so we scrap it and move on.
Yeah.
We give everything a good trial run, and really try to hammer down on it. But, some things aren't for everybody.
Yep. Yeah. In what ways does your company's culture support continuous creativity and improvement?
Well, like I said, we're pretty informal on when people can come in and do stuff to, uh, you know, give their ideas and opinions and stuff like that. But we
Right.
also do things where, we have company outings and blow off steam and do stuff that doesn't revolve around work, which,
Right.
can foster creativity just because, you might have an idea when you're out at a baseball game
Hmm.
and, it just don't have to be working all the time.
Right.
The other thing too is like, we give freedom to people at work where, if they need time off, it doesn't necessarily count as a day off. You know, we have kids, like sometimes when they get off the bus at 3 and need to go to a certain thing, got to go take care of it,
Mhm.
so having the freedom to be able to, not have to worry about the work family balance can create some creativity as well because you're not on all the time.
Yeah. That would be, yeah, I like that a lot.
In the new building we're building, we're going to have a game room and a quiet room, and I think even a gym, a small gym in there for people to go blow off steam, while they're at work if they need to take a break.
Wow. I like that. That seems very proactive and productive.
Hope it'll work. Everybody at the company works really hard and
Hmm.
need different outlets.
Yeah. I think I have like two more questions and then that's it. But what advice would you give to entrepreneurs looking to build an innovative and company that is successful and runs smoothly?
Don't give up on your idea for sure.
Hmm.
Get a good solid plan and good people around you. Um, Not all this stuff can be done by yourself. So, enlist the help of good people, good
Hmm.
attorney, a good banker,
Hmm.
a good business advisor. You need all those things, to really churn and get things cranking. But the thing is don't get discouraged, like if you hear no, that's not acceptable. It's not now.
Hmm.
Figure out a way to overcome.
Hmm. I like that. And where do you see your company's creative and innovative journey heading in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, I think we're going to continue down the same path where we keep growing and promoting creative ideas from within and then taking advantage of new technological innovations that come down that will help alleviate stress and streamline some of our business processes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for meeting with me today. I appreciate all of your entrepreneurial advice. Is there anything else you would like to add or even ask me?
No, there's not much I'd like to add except for the fact that, entrepreneurship's a tough avenue to go down, but it's not impossible, but it's probably the most rewarding. Um, I applaud everybody that goes out and tries to strike it on their own. It's tough, but
Mhm.
definitely worth it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for meeting with me today. I appreciate it.
Welcome. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great
All right.
day.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.